There's been a big focus on standards development at B Lab in recent years as we work to evolve the standard for B Corp certification. This process is the biggest rewrite of B Lab's standards in our 18-year history and involves a high level of stakeholder consultation, such as the recent consultation held in January through March this year, with around 1,000 respondents sharing feedback. The work to evolve our standards is critical to provoke meaningful action on important social and environmental issues and help companies to focus on what really matters. But developing new standards is only the first step in the journey. We must also build new tools and products to house the new standards, allowing companies to engage with B Corp certification and all impact programs run by B Lab's global network all over the world. We are also reconsidering our processes for verifying company performance on the new standard, in line with industry best practices and incoming regulations such as the EU Directives, as well as considering a transition plan for B Corps. This ensures we are giving companies time to align with the new standards while balancing the desire to deliver the increased impact through the new standards as soon as possible. You can learn more about this in our recent blog. The link will be available in the event description below. As you can imagine, there are many work streams happening in parallel, and this is a huge, rather complex undertaking. We are constantly learning and adapting as new considerations come to light. We are in a moment of massive transformation at B Lab, as much for our tools and processes as we are for our standards. And this requires extreme cross-functional collaboration. I'm Fernanda. I'm a program manager at B Lab Global. I'm based in São Paulo, Brazil. I focus on how we transition the new standards, and I'm joined today by some of my colleagues, also from B Lab Global, to shed a light on some of this work. I'll let them introduce themselves, starting with Kendall.
Hey, my name is Kendall Wilkins. I am on the product development team, and I'm the director of the team. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm based in Philadelphia in the US.
Hello, my name is Diana Guillo Torres. I am manager of global community and programs. My pronouns are she and her, and I work based in the Netherlands.
Hi there, my name is David Leathers. My pronouns are he and him. I'm a senior program manager at B Lab Global, and I have the privilege of working with all the folks on this call and a bigger group of people to help implement the new standards and everything involved with that.
My name is Monica, and my pronouns are she and her. I'm based in the UK, and I work in B Lab Global's assurance team as assurance manager. And my role is focused on creating a new assurance approach and system for our new standards. And assurance involves all the processes around how companies are verified and certified to B Lab standards. And I belong to an international team, all working to ensure the credibility and rigor of this process is maintained through training, quality management, and creation of new policies and procedures. Back to you, Fernanda.
Thanks, team. So let's start. Why does the standards development process need to come first?
So as Fernanda mentioned earlier, we held a public consultation process earlier this year, and that was to develop the new standards in a best practice way as determined by bodies such as the ICEAL Alliance. And this will result in not only a better product, which is clear and attainable standards, but also it's an opportunity to engage B Corps and other different companies in this process. To evolve successfully, we must engage these different stakeholders in different contexts, backgrounds, and experiences, listening carefully and gathering quality, meaningful feedback from them, and refining the standards as we go, which is what our team is doing right now, as we've gotten this consultation feedback and continue to move forward. In our recent second consultation on these standards, we saw more than 20% of feedback coming from respondents in the Global South, which is a great metric for us and something we look to continue increasing. Developing standards is a thorough multi-year process. Engaging stakeholders and incorporating feedback is iterative in nature, and we are navigating new external factors too, like new regulation, for instance, in the European Union. It's not always possible to predict the exact clear pathways or share specific timelines because of the integrated nature of these different work streams. And so we need to develop the standards first to get an idea of this approach. And then we are working on building the optimal products and assessment and tools that will allow these standards to come to life for B Corps and for companies in general.
Yeah, that makes sense. The word assessment comes up a lot. How do we actually define assessment at B Lab?
I'll take that one. The assessment is essentially the interactive digital version of B Lab standards that guides companies to input their own data, which can be measured against the standards. Most of us know it's about the B impact assessment. That's the core of what we do with our standards. For companies pursuing B Corp certification, in addition to impact management, completing the assessment is the first step. Measurement and assessment also allows companies to recognize and celebrate positive impact performance, while also understanding areas for improvement and how their performance compares to others. This motivates continuous improvement and supports companies in further learning and prioritizing their efforts.
Got you. So at a high level, once the standards are finalized, what steps need to happen before we can start to certify companies on the new standards, both for existing B Corp community and aspiring B Corps?
So it's important to understand that our new standards are not just adding questions to our existing platform. It's the biggest change to our standards we've made since starting the B Corp movement 18 years ago. That means an entire technology and product offering is overhauled to capture a new format and method for our measurement and assessment. An example of this is improving registration and onboarding process for companies to better understand their profile from the start. So we're serving them with the most relevant standards within the assessment and ultimately understanding early on that they are eligible for certification. We've worked with an external agency, Futurists, to help us with this work, and we're confident it will increase efficiency and reduce the certification timeline.
Well, there are other things that need to happen. We know that this is a moment of familiarization with the new standard, and it's going to be key for companies. Organizations need to understand the standard requirements, train their teams, and be ready to assess which of the topics their companies are already performing well on and which need to be improved. So once the standards are finalized, we have ambitions to create learning opportunities that support these companies in their transition to the newest standard. We are working closely with all our network of global and country partners to evolve our portfolio of programs and initiatives that support our B Corp community and all aspiring companies. So we will be developing upskilling opportunities to help them to understand and ultimately adopt the new standard.
Yeah, and just to add to that, before we can start certifying companies on the new standards, we need to make sure that every sub-requirement for every standard has a clear, measurable, objective way of being verified so that we can provide clarity for companies on what they need to do to meet the standard, but also provide consistent, clear ways for analysts to actually measure company performance. So that's over 200 sub-requirements we're looking at across a range of industries, sectors, company sizes, and geographies. There are also incoming EU directives around consumer rights and the claims that companies can make when it comes to their social and environmental impact and use of sustainability labels in the European market. So currently, B-Lab is studying the implications of these EU directives, such as the Empowering Consumers and Green Claims Directive, and we are working on adapting our policies and processes, such as our assurance approach, the way we certify and verify companies to the B-Lab standards. So following industry best practices, we hope to improve these processes. And we are also looking to expand collaborations with third parties to assess company performance against our new standards. So we aim to share any identified or relevant implications with the community very soon.
Well, there is a lot of things happening. Thanks for the great overview about the full spectrum of this work. This conversation really demonstrates the dependencies across the teams, but also the different streams of work that are happening in parallel and the vast amount of work happening behind the scenes. Personally, I'm very excited about making these standards really actionable and accessible. The clearer the standards are, coupled with a powerful user experience, will help companies, both B Corps and the companies who want to become B Corps, focus on what really matters and improve their impact in the world. So after this conversation, I'm very curious to hear from you all. What is the thing that most excites you about this work?
Well, I can start. I'm really big into like how you learn and grow. So what excites me most about our work is the opportunity to apply the lessons we've learned from our previous standards and assessment experience to involve our future state. So it's not really about just developing and saying we're done once. It's about continuously improving our assessment based off of user feedback. By incorporating the feedback, we'll stay agile and leverage new technologies, and we're not only enhancing the user experience, but also setting a benchmark for impact measurement in a broader sustainability landscape. This evolution isn't just just a project. B Lab has committed to ongoing commitment to learning and adapting and encouraging positive change. So we're changing the way that we work on a regular basis to build a movement, foster a culture of innovation, collaborate, and have shared learning.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the opportunity to actually improve our assurance process. So how we conduct certification and verification and make sure it's as credible and efficient as possible for all users. So the changes to these standards are not small revisions. This is very much a big sort of evolution of the entire system. So our process around verification really are changing substantially. So building a product that provides a great experience, both for the front end company user and the back end verification analyst, is really important to us. And I find that very exciting that we can really improve that whole process for B Corps.
Well, one thing that I am really excited about is the opportunity to leverage the collective intelligence and expertise of the B Corp community and our partners. Looking beyond the standards, B Lab is here to bring together this community of frontrunners who are putting in place good practices in different impact areas. So peer-to-peer learning is one of the best ways to get actionable inspiration to change business practices. And there is an untapped potential in our community who apply the standards in a variety of contexts and are the living proof that a stakeholder economy is possible. So our job as a network is to unleash such a potential, to ensure that our B Corps are in the right place when the new standards are applied to the full extent.
And I can jump in as well. I'm excited about this work for the same reason I think that the B Corp movement is always exciting, is that it helps push companies to focus on the social and environmental issues that really matter. I think that's also the thing that excites the thousands of B Corps around the world and the thousands of companies, or hopefully more, that want to become B Corps in the future, or at least start that journey. I'm excited about, because of that, the impact that we can have as a collective movement and how these new standards and the associated processes and products and offerings around them will really allow us and B Corps to communicate and share this tangible impact with the world. To me, that's how movements happen, is companies joining them and then also sharing how they're part of them and how they're successful through them. B Corps, as we know, are leaders in this space and the core to our collective impact. And so there's so much potential for impact and focus with B Corp certification, but also new opportunities to engage in our standards and everything that this movement has to offer. I'm really excited about the platform that Kendall talked about earlier, because that's really where our standards come to life and where companies can interact with them. And so we're excited to be able to share more about that soon as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited about everything that you mentioned. So thanks, everyone. This conversation has really highlighted for me the importance of our collective movement in delivering this work, for an extensive stakeholder engagement on the standards, collaboration with partners, and looking beyond our organization to ensure continued relevance and impact for our work. Together, we are leading the economic systems change, and while transformation takes time, the continued support and contribution of the B Corp community and wider movement is critical if we wanted to move away from damaging economic principles that promote wealth inequality, ecological collapse, and social dysfunction. And to our audience, thanks for joining us today. We hope you found this conversation as insightful as I found. Look out for further updates on this work. It will be coming on the coming months. We will soon be sharing a report summarizing the 60,000 plus pieces of qualitative feedback received during our recent consultation, and we continue to work toward publishing our new standards early in 2025. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for with us, and bye-bye.